Hello everyone and welcome back to the Halo Forge Epidemic. My name is Paints and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a brief overview video of the Halo 4 Flood Playlist update that is taking place on March 31st, which if you're watching this right after it's uploaded is tomorrow. So if you haven't heard of what's going on or what's going to be added, I gotta say this is definitely worth checking out. So basically, the game-breaking exploits have been patched on pre-existing maps such as Temple and Payload. There's also 4 new Hive Mind maps, as well as the addition of 4 new maps for Last Stand, which is of course the new game type. This is going to give us a nice variety of game modes and maps to choose from. And I would like to mention that if you haven't downloaded Forge Island, I don't know what you're doing. This is a free map available from the Xbox Live Marketplace, so I definitely suggest doing that before playing this update. So let's take a look at the Hive Mind maps being added. First off, we have Proa, which was made on Forge Island. The map has a nice mix of indoor and outdoor holdouts. Because of how the terrain forms up to the massive structure in the beach area, humans will initially spawn down by the U-boats, but once inside the structure they're given many opportunities to set up with a good selection of weapons. So the starting power weapons are going to be the railgun, 2 shotguns, a sticky detonator, and an auto sentry. Next up we have a map called Until Now. It was forged on the Ravine canvas. This is a science lab that the UNSC have set up to study some Forerunner artifacts. This map is extremely difficult for humans if they're not careful during the initial rush. It's very important that you group up and team shot the Flood on this map. Now there are certain holdout locations where you can pull that off in, however I'm going to leave that up to you guys to figure out. As for starting power weapons, there are 2 shotguns, a sniper rifle, and a battle rifle. Next up, Morgan Bay, of course on Forge Island. This map has a seaport kind of shanty town theme to it, and almost all of these buildings are playable that you see. Survivors can survive inside with a shotgun or perhaps put shots on the Flood as they approach the buildings. You can even try running from building to building using some of the jumps that are set up. The starting power weapon setup includes 3 shotguns, a sniper rifle, and a saw. The next map is entitled The Fourth Kind, which is a very dark urban map made on the impact canvas. Basically a meteor storm has gone through, destroying different parts of the city. So the starting power weapon setup includes 2 shotguns, a saw, and a regeneration field. Next up we have Villa del Pena, which is on the canvas of Forge Island. This map is set in a very rocky favela, so you'll find a lot of height variation both in the buildings and the terrain. Each building has a different layout, which gives you different opportunities for holdouts. And you'll be given 3 shotguns as starting power weapons on the map. So the last Hive Mind map is called Procedure. This map was forged on Erosion. Now this is probably the largest of the new maps. There is a lot of terrain in between the different buildings around the map, and it's also pretty refreshing to see an industrial themed map. So the starting power weapons are going to be a sticky detonator, a saw, a railgun, and a shotgun. So that concludes the Hive Mind maps, and on to the Last Stand maps now. So the map you're looking at here is called Plaza. It was created on Forge Island. Now this is basically an entire street block that has 4 different playable buildings for survivors, and players cannot travel through the middle of the map, creating kind of a circuit of different holdouts. So the starting power weapons include 2 shotguns, a sniper rifle, a saw, and a magnum. Now keep in mind, of course, magnums are considered power weapons in this game type and should not be ignored. The next map is called Repository, which was forged on Erosion, so it has a really grungy theme to it. The map has an interesting layout. It's kind of L-shaped, and it provides humans with a few choices of holdouts between the interior play spaces and exterior. So the starting power weapon setup is 2 shotguns, a machine gun turret, and an auto sentry. The next map is called Constellation, forged on the impact canvas, and has a really eerie abandoned laboratory kind of theme to it. It is next to impossible to cover all of the flood spawns at the same time on this map, so I definitely suggest grouping up and team shooting the flood. The last map is Substance, Forged on Erosion. This is a chemical processing facility that you have to take shelter in. You're going to want to watch the rafters near the ceiling, because flood can oftentimes use this as a way of getting around. The starting power weapons available to the survivors are going to be a saw, a shotgun, and an auto sentry. So that about covers the update. So yeah, normally we wouldn't put out a video every time matchmaking gets updated, but this was a bit different, especially to me, because it's 100% community driven content that is going in. The cartographers did a fantastic job working with the forgers and the community leaders to get a really solid lineup of content to put in. And I'd also like to thank every one of you guys if you've helped out in any way, tested maps, gave your opinion on settings. It all helps to represent the community and what we want to see in matchmaking. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This has been Paints with the Halo Forge Epidemic, and I'll see you guys later.